Okay, we'll call to order the Board of Works, July 19th, 2022, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Reading and approving of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules in the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Payment of the claims, $194,293.92.
Make a motion we approve the claims as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A regular payroll of $195,639.98.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular payroll as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Old business? None. New business? Ice Miller to present to the board the lease for the bond for the ladder truck for approval and for approval to submit advertisement to paper to hold a public meeting on August 2nd, 2022.
Thank you, Mayor Russell, members of the Board of Works. My name is Lisa Lee. I'm with Ice Miller, and we're serving as bond counsel for the purchase of a new fire ladder truck. Basically, you have two edit or seated bonds rolling off, and so we're looking to replace those debt service payments and get the city a new fire ladder truck. The city's GO capacity, general obligation debt capacity, is only about $600,000, so we have to do it as a lease financing, which is the same as the two bonds that are rolling off. They were also lease financings. So that's what we're here to begin today. This is a preliminary approval of a form of a lease agreement that would be entered into with a equipment building corporation to be formed, and we will provide the articles of incorporation and bylaws to Dustin. It is a 3-member board that is to be basically appointed by the acting mayor, who those 3 people will be. So you might want to be thinking about who those are. They should be citizens of the city of Peru and at least 18 years of age, but no real other requirements. They're only going to be formed for this very purpose. So their only actions will be to approve the lease agreement after the public hearing, execute it, and then technically they are the issuer of the bonds, but the lease then is down to the Board of Works so that the city has all the indicia of ownership, maintenance, all of those types of things, and when the bonds are paid off, the fire ladder truck becomes the absolute property of the city. The building corp does not have any ability to sell it to anyone else. It only is an on behalf of entity here. So what we're looking at, and Baker Tilly provided the financial side of this, we're looking for about $1.2 million in usable proceeds to acquire the fire ladder truck. That will be broken down into, we're looking at an estimate of about $780,000 in the bond issue itself. Then we're looking at cash from the city of about $545,000 to get to the it's 1.32 with the capitalized interest and bank fee and the financing costs for that.
Lisa,
yes,
I apologize. It was 225 contribution.
Oh, the cash?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Supposed to send that over to you.
Okay, yeah, I don't have their new numbers. Okay, so approximately $225,000 in cash from the city. So that sounds a lot better, I'm sure. We're looking at a 15-year financing. You'll see in the lease agreement that we'll go through, you'll see a maximum of 20 years. That's the statutory maximum. So we're just right now keeping all the flexibility. But based on the economic life of the fire truck, we're looking at more of a 15-year financing. So that's where the numbers come from in here. You will see in the form of lease agreement on page 3. Bottom of page 2 is where you see the 20-year term. And then in section 2 on page 3, you see a maximum annual payment of $150,000. Basically, what we do is it's kind of like a parameters ordinance. We authorize the maximums so that we can come down once the bonds are sold. So you see semi-annual installments of $75,000 there. If you go to page 4, just above section 3, if you were to read through that, you'll see that after the sale of the bonds, then we true up those lease rental payments so that they're no more than, they go up to the next 1,000 and then add trustee fees to that. So that 150 annually will come down. I believe, I don't know if their numbers show about 105,000 payment. I think that's what they're looking at, about a 4% bond issue, about 105 annually. So we're approving up to 150 as the maximum, but that will get trued up as soon as those bonds are sold and before we close. So the lease agreement then also tells you that these are payable from any legally available revenues. We call that general revenues with an economic development income tax backup. The idea, I believe, and Susan can probably speak to this better, is to pay this from the Fire Territory General Fund. But instead, we're just, again, giving you the flexibility during the budget season to budget whatever revenues you need to make that lease rental payment, starting with the Fire Territory General Fund. The edit is seen solely as a backup to help market the bonds. The coverage, and I don't have that level in here, but I know it's well over 125% coverage with your general revenue, so we never expect the edit to ever be used. Again, you'll know that going through the budget season cycle each year, which you're going through right now, told by Susan. So you'll see that you most likely will never have to budget any edit towards this, and then you could go ahead and budget it for whatever other uses the city has during that year. Again, this is a preliminary approval. We are looking to get authority to also publish a notice of public hearing for the August 2nd meeting at 4 p.m. In between now and then, we will get the building corporation established, and the building corporation will also meet. They don't have to be a part of that public hearing, but they do have to approve the lease agreement, and then that would be executed. We publish a notice of execution. That provides a 30-day period for taxpayers to object to that lease agreement if they have reason to do so. So there are opportunities for the public both to speak on August 2nd and then to object if they have objections to the execution of the lease agreement and the financing. This also does go to the Common Council. So the Common Council does have to approve the pledge of the general revenue, so it's not just the Board of Works taking this action. They also have to approve the form of the lease agreement. So, and that's a pure yay or nay decision. They don't have to provide any reasons for that. They don't have to send it back to you and say, change this or change that. They can just say yes or no. So they do have the ultimate decision-making in this situation. Once we have the public hearing and we publish that notice of execution and that 30-day objecting period runs, then the bonds would be negotiated most likely with a financial institution, local one if there is one that is interested. I know Baker Tilly will do the sale of those. And then we would close within about 2 weeks of that. So right now we're looking at around a September 21st closing, and then the truck could be ordered. You will have the funds available and the truck could be ordered. We're looking at the first lease rental payment in July of 23. So I don't know if there's a 6-month lead time on that truck or what that is, but.
So yes, right now that's what we're running into. We were told we have the 3 bids. We were looking at 24-month time. So one of our points was we want to get that lead time down, maybe down to 18 months. And so right now with things changing, they're saying we're getting down to a year now. It's getting better. They're up to full staffing, so we did that. Then if we prepay versus paying at the end, prepay locks us in on payment, locks in on the cost of the truck. If we wait till the end of the truck and things change, it goes up, and we'll have to add what they've added to it, that inventory numbers.
And if the city did prepay prior to September 21st, you would be able to be reimbursed from this bond issue. So if there's a need to go ahead and get that price locked in and ordered.
And we won't, September 21st, after that, we were looking around October.
Okay.
So that's a good date for us to target.
Great, okay. So that's where we are. You do have a resolution that approves this form of lease. It acknowledges that there will be a building corporation formed. It states that the providing for this financing and leasing is in the public interest of the citizens and a proper public purpose, which statutorily it's absolutely a proper public purpose. Section 2 just states that upon redemption or retirement of the bonds, the truck does become in the title of the city. And then Section 3 is basically providing for the public hearing on August 2nd. Section 4 authorizes the clerk treasurer to publish or cause to be published. I know my assistant is prepared to push the button when I walk out of here and send that notice and copy the two of you.
Do you have the time in there?
4 p.m.
For a public meeting, we always do that prior to this meeting.
Okay.
So we've already got one public meeting that's being advertised at 3:45. So
Okay.
if she would use 3:30
Okay.
for her time, that would be great.
Absolutely. We will do that. So 3:30 p.m. on August 2nd would be the public hearing, and then this also authorizes the mayor and the clerk treasurer to act as the executive for purposes of executing the lease following the public hearing. It would not be executed today.
That, Lisa, I assume the council does not have to have a public hearing.
No, the council meeting is not a public hearing. That is simply a regular public meeting.
Perfect.
Happy to answer any questions.
So this three-member board, when do you need them?
We would need them in place before August 2nd.
And citizens of Peru?
Yes.
Okay.
And 18 years of age. That's
Okay.
the contract age. Other than that, there's no other requirements.
Okay.
Do we have a resolution number, Susan?
2.
2? So you have in front of you resolution number 2.
Board of Works, that's all we've had. 2.
Resolution.
I'll make a motion, we approve resolution number 2, 2022 as presented and move forward with the fire department's request.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Susan, you said Mr. Spar. Do we go ahead and announce that?
He was not ready to present, so he requested to be pulled from the agenda this morning.
Okay, so we just don't announce it then? Moving on to Eric Wood-Mancy, AME Consulting, on behalf of the Miami County Board of Commissioners, seeking approval to close portions of East Fifth Street from Court Street to Wabash Street and Wabash Street,
Thank you.
from East Fifth Street to the entrance of the Annex Building parking lot for the demolition of the former Miami County Jail Building, duration approximately 4 weeks, starting on July 25th, 2022. Go for it.
Thank you. So I'm Eric Wood-Mancy, acting on behalf of the Miami County Board of Commissioners. This project's been in the works for the better part of 8 months now. I was under the impression this was already taken care of, but it's not, so here we are today. Like I said, we're going to start, the contractor wants to start construction or deconstruction of the building July 25th. We were waiting until after the Circus Festival is over. The reason we are looking at closing these streets, they're directly adjacent to the building, and the annex parking lot was one option we looked at, but then we have no parking for anybody else for those people. So we decided that it'd be best to try to close off the streets adjacent to the building, and it's easier access for the contractor to pull the materials out of the way. So that's what we're asking for today. I'll answer any questions that you guys might have on the action.
I'm assuming the blockages we'll be able to keep the alleys.
Yes. So I presented plans. I don't know if you guys have plans in front of you or not, but I have a maintenance traffic plan already set up that shows kind of local detours, and we are leaving alleys open.
Okay.
So I think it's the alley between 5th and Main. There's an alley between there that the county was like, we need to keep that alley open. So they'll set up perimeter fencing all the way around that, but we'll leave those alleys open for access. And I think there's a parking lot on the north of 5th Street that we're actually keeping open as well.
You have any concerns, Todd or
You guys
Dan?
got all area wide doing all your barricades?
I don't know.
They got their own barricades.
I do not know who the contractor has doing that.
They might just have them call up. They could call me down at the traffic department if they need anything.
Okay.
Let us know.
I'll get your number here after the meeting.
I don't have any other questions.
I don't either. Any questions?
I'll make a motion, we approve the request as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
The only thing I have real quick is, which we ran into before, is any damage occurred on the roads from tearing down the buildings. Is the city responsible for that, or?
No. Contractor's responsible for repair of any pavement and sidewalks.
Okay.
Very
You're all
good.
set.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Greg Conklin, on behalf of the First Assembly of God, is requesting to close Monroe Avenue for 1 block in front of church from Charlie Avenue east to May Avenue for family fun day activities. I guess Greg is not here. Close the Monroe Avenue for 1 block in front of church from Charlie Avenue east to May Avenue.
They didn't give a date.
What's the date?
They didn't give a date. There's nothing on this paper.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Saturday, August the 6th,
Oh, here it is.
11
It's
to
a
2.
attachment.
They did it last year. So,
No problems.
yeah.
Probably not. I don't see any problems with it.
Me neither.
Bounce house.
Make a motion, we approve the request as
Second.
presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. Kelly Stasso, on behalf of St. Charles Church, is requesting 1 block closed for operation of bazaar involving Cass Street between West 5th and West 6th Streets and the alley between Cass and Miami Street. The bazaar is scheduled for September 10th, 2022, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
This is our normal,
Bazaar.
I'll make a motion, we approve the request as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on. Chief Safianos, on behalf of the Peru Police Department, is requesting to change probationary officer Brody Stiff to full-time officer status. I am requesting that probationary officer Brody Stiff employment status be changed to full-time status. Officer Stiff will have been on the Peru Police for 1 year on July 12, 2022. He has successfully completed all mandated training required by the state of Indiana and the Peru Police Department. Thank you for your time and consideration in approving this request. Respectfully submitted, Dan Sofianos, Chief of Police.
I'll make a motion, we approve the request to change the status of Brody to full-time officer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Communications.
I have nothing.
I have nothing. Pete?
I was wondering, maybe, I was concerned about with the brush pickup. Are they behind for some reason? If that's,
Yeah, I talked to Adam about that, and they're behind because of the project up there, and they should be starting to get back on track.
that's good.
Anything else? I'm up for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.